Namo Siddhaswarupananda Paramahamsa Namine Gora Karuna Swarupaya Radha Krishna Prasthayate.
Namo Siddhaswarupananda Paramahamsa Namine Gora Karuna Swarupaya Radha Krishna Prasthayate.
Shri Krishna Chaitanya Radha Krishna Nayanya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Radha Krishna Nayanya
Shri Krishna Chaitanya Radha Krishna Nayanya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Radha Krishna Nayanya
Shri Krishna Chaitanya Radha Krishna Nayanya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Radha Krishna Nayanya
Shri Krishna Chaitanya Radha Krishna Nayanya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Radha Krishna Nayanya
Bhaja Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasudeva Gaur Bhaktavrinda
Bhaja Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasudeva Gaur Bhaktavrinda
Gopala Govinda Rama Madana Mohana Gopala Govinda Rama Madana Mohana
Gopala Govinda Rama Madana Mohana Gopala Govinda Rama Madana Mohana
Gopala Govinda Rama Madana Mohana Gopala Govinda Rama Madana Mohana
Gopala Govinda Rama Madana Mohana Gopala Govinda Rama Madana Mohana
Gopala Govinda Rama Madana Mohana Gopala Govinda Rama Madana Mohana
Gopala Govinda Rama Madana Mohana Gopala Govinda Rama Madana Mohana
Gopala Govinda Rama Madana Mohana Gopala Govinda Rama Madana Mohana
Gopala Govinda Rama Madana Mohana Gopala Govinda Rama Madana Mohana
Gopala Govinda Rama Madana Mohana Gopala Govinda Rama Madana Mohana
Gopala Govinda Rama Madana Mohana Gopala Govinda Rama Madana Mohana
Gopala Govinda Rama Madana Mohana Gopala Govinda Rama Madana Mohana Madana Mohana
Para Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana. Para Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana.
Gopala Govinda Rama Madana Mohana Gopala Govinda Rama Madana Mohana
Para Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana. Para Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana.
Gopala Govinda Rama Madana Mohana Gopala Govinda Rama Madana Mohana
Para Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana. Para Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana.
Gopala Govinda Rama Madana Mohana Gopala Govinda Rama Madana Mohana
Para Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana. Para Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana.
Gopala Govinda Rama Madana Mohana Gopala Govinda Rama Madana Mohana
Para Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana. Para Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana.
Gopala Govinda Rama Madana Mohana Gopala Govinda Rama Madana Mohana
Para Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana. Para Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana.
Gopala Govinda Rama Madana Mohana Gopala Govinda Rama Madana Mohana
Para Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana. Para Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana.
Gopala Govinda Rama Madana Mohana Gopala Govinda Rama Madana Mohana
Para Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana. Para Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana.
Gopala Govinda Rama Madana Mohana Gopala Govinda Rama Madana Mohana
Para Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana. Para Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana.
Gopala Govinda Rama Madana Mohana Gopala Govinda Rama Madana Mohana
Para Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana. Para Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana.
Jaya Jaya Gurudev Jaya Jaya Gauranga Jaya Jaya Gurudev Jaya Jaya Gauranga
Jaya Gurudev, Jaya Jaya Gauranga. Jaya Jaya Gurudev, Jaya Jaya Gauranga.
Jaya Jaya Shila Prabhupada Jaya Jaya Gurudev Jaya Jaya Shila Prabhupada Jaya Jaya Gurudev
Jaya Jaya Srila Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya Gurudev. Jaya Jaya Srila Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya Gurudev.
Jaya Jaya Siddhaswarupananda Paramahamsa Jaya Jaya Siddhaswarupananda Paramahamsa
Jaya Jaya Siddhaswarupananda Paramahamsa. Jaya Jaya Siddhaswarupananda Paramahamsa.
Namo Siddhaswarupananda Paramahamsa Naminei Gora Karuna Swarupaya Radha Krishna Prestayate
Namo Siddhaswarupananda Paramahamsa Namine Ora Karuna Swarupaya Radha Krishna Prestayate.
Haribol. So, Haribol Namaste. So this morning, we will again discuss to have a total recall of what we have heard previously. It is about the conversation between Lord Krishna and Arjuna. It is about the wish, the will, the desire, transcendental desire of the Supreme Person to help and guide Arjuna in the right path. So we always hear, blessed is he who comes in the name of the Lord. So the bona fide spiritual master, he's always connected in a transcendental meditation and activities wherein his life is simply pleasing the Supreme Person. Okay? So yun yung topic natin, to please God. So we did some discussion pertaining to someone who comes in contact with the spiritual master or Lord Krishna. Number one, yung diniscuss natin, yung who is so poor, who is in distress, who is curious, and who is intelligent. And we discuss also yung fruitive activities o yung relationship natin sa Supreme Person. So pag bumaba ka rito pumunta tayo rito sa material world, ang tendency natin ay makover ng material energy, itong body na to. At ang discussion natin previously is about the field of activities. This body, our kingdom, our world, and we identify with it. Okay? So ngayon, ang problem that everybody faces is these two witches of allurement. Ano yung allurement? Yung attraction. Bhukti, mukti, meaning enjoyment and liberation. Kaya makikita nyo, lahat ng nakapunto, if you look closely, you study, and you become aware and sensitive to all the path, especially faith, yung pagtuon ng mga tao for example, they identify with this group, this faith, any faith, okay? Don't you notice it's always about liberation? And what is that all about? It's about makaluwas, di ba? Pero bakit tayo nagtatanong na makaluwas? Okay? Kasi nga, pinapakita na yung mga pumupunta sa place of worship, na-feel nila, wala silang sa sitwasyon na their life is pleasing to God and they want to get something from God, kaya lang ang relationship nila is based upon material consideration. Kaya yung bhukti, mukti, mag-enjoy ka rito sa mundo, you identify yourself as the body. Then you come in contact, it's natural for us to take shelter of someone because we are not all powerful. So ang tendency, at the time we come here, we see that we need someone. Okay? Ngayon, if in our lives, it's a failure that when we take shelter of someone, we feel we're not protected. Okay? And then we go to a place of worship. And then we ask, God, please save me. Okay? From what? From the suffering, the simple activities I did. Okay? Yun, di ba, yun ang laging naging kinagisnan nyo lahat? Is not true? You go to, punta kayo sa place ng worship, Diyos ko po, salbar ko. Ha? So yung problema natin, bukti, mukti. So when the living entity, tayo, we're in this material world, this material environment, and we identify ourselves as the body, and we try to pursue or hanapin natin yung kaligayahan, yung fulfillment, to do our own will, then somewhere along the line, we feel burdened. We feel burdened. May mabigat kang dala-dala. Ano yon? Nasa isipan natin. Number one, we are here because we are envious. Suya ba? Envious tayo. Gusto natin maging Lord. Kaya lang, nandito tayo ngayon, nakikita natin lahat ng bagay dito at gusto natin makuha para maging masaya tayo. You struggle. Either economic development, liberation, whatsoever. It's all about our desire to get something for our security, our happiness, fulfillment, and shelter. Okay? But it's connected with this ignorance that we are the body. Kaya ang hinihingi natin, when we come in contact or in a place of worship, we want to be saved. From what? From the burden we're carrying. Kasi in our struggle, sa struggle nyo, wala mang pulos. Pabigat ng pabigat. At hindi lang yon. You are eternally active and you are just traveling in this world. And you are just temporary in this body. So wala ka talagang pundasyon na pwede kang magkaroon ng shelter when you are falsely identifying yourself as the body kasi lahat yan ay dadaan lang. At yung mind, which is also temporary, subtle, nandun yung desire, dadaan lang din. It's not eternal. Kaya ang bigat ng dala-dala mo, kaya habang nagta-travel ka, kaya yun ang sinasabi ni Srila Prabhupada sa atin, na why don't you see that you're struggling so hard and you're not experiencing this quench, this fulfillment, this shelter because you're in the right direction. You're in the wrong direction. Sorry. You're in the wrong direction because of ignorance. Ano yung ignorance na yun? Ignorance of our truth, eternal, transcendental nature. Is it clear? Is it clear sa inyo? So, ano yung dala-dala natin? Bakit tayo mabigat yung dala-dala natin? Because of ignorance. O, sabihin natin, wala tayong kaalaman. Kasi masakit sabihin, bugo. Masakit sabihin, fool. Or, okay, masakit sabihin. Pero, ignorance. Ibig sabihin na ignorante, igno. Na? Walang kaalaman. So, nangyari ngayon, dahil wala tayong kaalaman kung sino tayo at saan natin mahahanap yung focus natin na hinahanap natin which is connected with our true transcendental nature. As living life, we have defocus. We are now defocused into this dead world. Kaya yung nangyari, yung longing natin for a person to love, to take shelter, to relate with, naging matinding pagnanasa. Kasi nakapokus sa mundo na to, sa mga katawan, depende, kung nasa katawan lalaki ka, pwedeng ang attraction mo, ang shelter mo, yung individual na nasa katawan ng babae. Pero kung yung mind mo nasa babae, yung subtle mind, di ang focus mo naman, lalaki. Eh kung ang mind mo, mas mabigat yung timbang na lalaki ka, nasa katawan ka babae. So ang focus mo rin, iba, babae. Okay? Hindi ba nyo nakikita? Klarong-klaro. But how were we able to see that? When we come in contact with a process that will purify the mind, will purify our heart, and free us from ignorance. And what is that ignorance? It is the illusion that we are the controller. We are this body, and our search is towards this illusionary temporary world. So kung matalino ka, para kang, that's why one analogy na binigay sa atin is that gusto mo uminom ng gatas, alam mo, gatas ng kambing. Okay? But you're trying to get, alam yung tether, yung dede ba? Yung lalaking kambing, may dede rin siya dito. Ngayon, wala kang kaalaman, sinusubukan mong pigain yung dede ng kambing na lalaki, wala lumalabas na gatas. So yun ang problem natin. We are in the wrong direction. Okay? So Bhagavad Gita, the Song of God, is a science of a relationship of how the Supreme Person loves us. And how is He able to be connected with the spirit soul. Although He's always connected, but how was He able, what was the medium to communicate to the person who is confused or ignorant or is suffering? It is sound. So there's two kinds of sound. One is transcendental sound and the other is mundane sound. Ibig sabihin ng transcendental, it is about the glories of God that is eternal and the pastimes of God that are eternal. Okay? And it's also about our loving relationship that is eternal. Yun ang di-discuss natin maigi ngayon. Para makita nyo if you're making progress in your practice, in our practice. Para makita nyo, okay? Ngayon, yung isa pang bigat na dala-dala natin, yung greed. Dalu ka ba? Alam nyo yung dalu? Okay? Number one, yung false prestige na naman. Ano yung false prestige? Gusto mong respetuhin. Okay? Kaya yung goal mo, maging kagalang-galang at pag sinabihan ka ng hindi maganda, disturb ka. Tapos yung pride. Yung pride mo ba? Ipaglalaban mo yung pride. Okay? Tama ako. Mas magaling ako sa inyo. Matalino ako. Hindi ako makikinig sa inyo. Okay? Attachment. Okay, yun ang beginning. When we are here in this material world, the reason we're envious of God. Ano yung envious? Envy ba? Kasi, anong ginagawa natin lahat? Ni Chalila. Anong ginagawa natin lahat? We try to be Lord, imitate God. Kaya lang problem, we are not the supreme controller. Kaya pag nandito ka, kung wala kang guidance, mahirap. Kagaya ng discussion between Lord Krishna and Arjuna. So the reason Lord Krishna came here 5,000 years ago is to establish real religion, Sanatan Dharma. Ibig sabihin nun, He wanted everyone during that time to be protected and be connected with His pleasure to protect them with His love. Okay? Kaya, ang devotee is someone who can see that love and that protection and shelter. Okay? So, sa beginning ng Bhagavad Gita, kung babasahin nyo, si Arjuna, may mundo siyang sarili. Okay? Ano yung mundo niya? Yung kaharian niya, yung status niya. Pero si Arjuna, nilagay ni Lord Krishna sa situation na he got confused. At nagsalita si Lord Krishna, binigyan siya ng guidance to free him from ignorance. Ano yung pinaka-ignorance na unang tinuro ni Lord Krishna kay Arjuna? That you are not the body. Okay? You're eternal. Ano yung qualities ng spirit soul? Okay? Undying, primeval. Primeval. Kasi pag nandiyan ka sa katawan, yung body na mo, you're the prime person, primeval, na nandiyan sa body. Pag umalis ka, magbe-breakdown yung body. At diniscuss niya doon, ikaw, you're passing from one body to another. From a baby body, to a young girl's body, to a young woman's body, to a lady's body, to a middle-aged body, to an old-age body, then you leave the body. Okay? Pinakita niya yon. Kaya habang kinakausap niya si Arjuna, dahan-dahan si Arjuna nakakarinig ng tamang turo konektado sa eternal transcendental nature niya at position niya. So pinakita ni Lord Krishna that He controls everyone. At sabi niya kay Arjuna, because by nature you're active, by nature you will be engaging in activities. If those activities are not directed by me, then you will be misled and be lost. Kasi you will be guided by a force that is very powerful, material nature. And you'll still engage in activities. Yun ang reason kaya we have this study program. Para habang tayo, we are like Arjuna. Now, we can be like Arjuna, the devotee of God, if we understand and follow the instruction of the Supreme Person, Lord Krishna. And how do we appreciate it? Paano nyo ma-appreciate yung instruction? Because it connects you with what we're longing for. Shelter, protection, guidance, because He's the Supreme Protector. Govinda, Krishna, the all-attractive Supreme Person who loves us eternally, whose love for us is unconditional, and now it is manifested through our Gurudev. That's why blessed is he who comes in the name of the Lord. And what is that blessing? The more you hear about this transcendental science and the pleasure, the activities or reciprocation between the Supreme Person, He is a person, God, the person you try to relate in your temple, in your church, He is a person. That's why you're communicating. But how come we are not able to appreciate, to see Him? Okay? So we must be able to see Him if we follow a process that is transcendental and someone who knows and loves the Supreme Person. Because if you don't know God, how can you teach about God? You're not connected with the disciplic succession from God. How can you pass on something that is transcendental? Not something. The teaching that are transcendental and are eternal. Okay? Kaya, lagi na lang, join. Okay? What will I do? It's based upon engaging in so many activities, each individual, and you're not happy, you're not satisfied, you are lost, and then you go to the place of worship. Diyos ko po, tulungan mo ko. That's why people are attracted with this kind of offer. You can be saved after engaging so much in so many foolish, ignorant activities. Why is it foolish and ignorant? Because it is a misdirection of your true transcendental nature and transcendental position, that you're eternally the loving servant of God. Because you're thinking, I'm the enjoyer, the controller of this world. My body, the fields of activities, this kingdom, I am number one. So that must be understood clearly, and when Lord Krishna was discussing it with Arjuna, he's able to appreciate it. Okay? Kaya blessed is he who comes in the name of the Lord. So if you look closely, what is that motivation? What is the drive that a person who's making progress, meaning in the right direction, that is getting closer and closer and experiencing the sweetness of doing the will of God? That is when one engages in the practice of devotional service for us, and we are able to experience this spontaneity. Spontaneous ba? For example, when Lord Krishna was in Vrindavan, before lifting Govardhan Hill, he saw the sacrifice, okay? Oh, there's a sacrifice going on. There's so much food. And he asked his father, "My dear father, what is this sacrifice all about? Saan to?" Sabi ng papa niya, "This young child," kasi they don't see Lord Krishna as the Supreme Person. In the spiritual world, ignorance is bliss, happiness. In the material world, ignorance is suffering. Okay? They don't see Krishna. They just simply see my most beautiful, loving child, Krishna. Sa kaya sabi ng papa niya, ni Nanda Maharaj, we're engaging in this worship to give something back to King Indra because he gives us rain. Sabi ni Lord Krishna, why don't you offer it to Govardhan? Because anyway, King Indra gives rain to even places that doesn't need rain. The desert, the ocean. And it's more important to worship Govardhan Hill. Okay? So, he's relating, if you can see, his wish, his desire, that his father redirect that offering to the source of all this, what you see. And he wanted to show that King Indra is his loving servant. Okay? Si Indra, nag-iba na eh. Kaya nga kung minsan, when you have so much wealth, lumalaki yung ulo mo ba? Okay? You think you're very powerful kasi you can... Why? Bakit? Masibugo ka, kaya mong bumili ng maraming abogado. Kaya mong bumili na magbayad ng mga mag-iisip sa'yo sa accounting. Masi wala kang pinag-aralan, dahil ang dami mong pera, marami nag-a-apply accountant, abogado, engineer. Okay? Marami kang pera, may control. Okay? Si King Indra, siya yung King of Heaven. He gives rain. Kaya nagkaroon siya ng arrogance. Okay? So sabi ni Lord Krishna sa papa niya, there's no more time. We should offer everything to Govardhan. Okay? At ang nangyari, automatic, spontaneous. Yung papa niya, okay. He cannot resist. He cannot resist ba? Alam yung resist? Hindi niya kayang biguin yung mithiin ni Lord Krishna. Automatic, inoffer nila sa Govardhan Hill lahat yung pagkain. At pinakita ni Lord Krishna that he and Govardhan Hill is non-different. He ate all the food. Kabundok ng pagkain. Okay? So, after that, yun yung nangyari. Nagalit si King Indra, at ang ginawa naman ni King Indra, nagpadala siya para parusahan yung mga residents ng Vrindavan. Pero makikita nyo, habang umuulan, yung mga living entities na nandun, because they're all dependent upon Lord Krishna, immediately they chanted the holy names of Krishna and asked Lord Krishna, please protect us. And Lord Krishna protected them. Okay? Yun ang point na gusto kong ipunto sa inyo. So, when you come in contact with the representative of God, you're given this opportunity to do the will of God. And you're given the opportunity to be able to purify your mind, your heart, your whole being. Because now, with a purified heart, you can relate to the Supreme Person with love and devotion. And it is a connection with what you're longing for. Kaya nga, yung process ngayon is the Maha Mantra that purifies the mind and the heart. And it connects you with what you're longing for. Kaya doon yung makikita if you're making progress kasi dahan-dahan yung makikita in your life. Yung palang, alam niyo yung wrong way Corrigan na narinig niyo yung lecture ni Srila Prabhupada? Tumatakbo siya, sinisipa niya yung bola, nasa wrong goal pala. Yung goal nasa likod. Okay? Yung kalaban niya, kalaban nilang team, nandun pala dapat yung goal para yung bola. Taka siya, takbo siya ng takbo ba? Wala, malapit na ako sa goal. Lahat ng tao sumisigaw. Okay? Oy, bugo, wrong direction na. Dili-diha ang goal. Pero tuloy-tuloy siya. Wrong way, Corrigan. So when you're ignorant of your true identity, you'll be why? Wrong way, Corrigan. Kasi your direction, yung load na kinikerry mo, nasa wrong direction ka, hindi ka makaalis-alis. Ano yon? Yung bigat ng meditation mo, ng awareness mo na katumbas ng greed, lust, anger, frustration, fear, connected upon your false control and wrong direction to find shelter in this material world. And you're all alone. Alam niyo, you're all alone. Mag-isa ka lang. And you're helpless. You're not all powerful. Kaya ang mangyari nun, you're always fearful. Kaya karamihan ng mga makikita nyo, anong pinakaunang dahilan ng tao lahat, stress ngayon. Hindi nila makuha yung gusto nila, takot sila, at ano yung nagiging effect? High blood. Okay? Hindi lang yun. Sa sobrang worry, dead ball, cardiac arrest, high blood. Okay? Pag, sobrang galit, makita lahat na nakikita, galit. Pag sobrang galit, biglang tumaas yung dugo. Okay? Ano mangyari? Pumutok yung ugat sa utak. Kaya yung galit niya, lumabas sa utak. Dead ball. Okay? Yun ang makikita nyo, maging aware kayo. Huy, ang hirap pala ng sitwasyon dito. At kung ang idea ko if my goal in life is I am bewitched. Alam yung bewitched? Alam yung witch? Alam niyo yung ibig sabihin ng witch sa Bisaya, Tagalog? Hindi. Mangkukulam ba? Okay? Nakakita kayo, di ba? Yung minsan natatawa kayo dahil bantay mo, Okay? Dili mo magbilin karsunsilyo sa banyo, kay makita na sa mangkukulam, kuwao na, ibutang na sa dal, tuslukong ka. Di ba? Di ba ganun yung mga sa usapan? Pag naiwan mo yung damit mo, okay? Tatahiin ng mangkukulam yun. Kaya magtataka ka, sumasakit ang ulo ko, may tumutusok. Okay? Di ba? Nakulam na tayo ng mangkukulam. Ni Maya. Kaya ang focus natin ay greed. Gusto ko yun. Okay? Glass. Kukunin ko yun. Okay? Hindi mo makuha, galit ka. Okay? In any way, nakulam ka na ni Maya. Kasi may katawan kaya. Yung katawan, material nature. At may powerful yung three modes of material nature. Kaya pag nakulam ka ng modo passion, talagang, gusto ko mag-enjoy. Pag nakulam ka naman, tinusok ka ni Maya, gusto ko matulog. Tulog. Okay? So yun ang mundo rito. So ngayon, kaya ko diniscuss to. Kasi yung devotee who's making progress, kasi devotee naman lahat. Kaya lang, when you're bewitched, controlled by the witch, hindi yung Greenwich, na pizza. Okay? You're bewitched and controlled by the witch. You're like, hindi zombie kasi pag sinabi mo zombie, naglalakad ka ba? Hindi ka yung zombie, nakakalakad yun kung saan niya gusto. Okay? Pero pag puppet na zombie, nakatali, hilahin ka ni Maya. Hilahin ka rito. So lahat ng senses mo, hinila. Naglalakad ka at magulong-magulo yung buhay mo. Kaya disturb ka, takot ka, sobrang stress. Stress. Gusto mong makalimutan ng stress. Okay? Anong solusyon? Drugs. Inom ka ng anti-stress. Sobra kang depressed, hindi ko makuha ang gusto ko. Ang hirap ng buhay. Okay? Ang hirap. Masi anong gawin ko, hindi ako pumapasa. Baksak ng baksak. Yung mga grade 1, kaklase ko na ngayon. Okay? Parang school bukol yata yung buhay ko. Totoo yan, siguro school bukol. Okay? Pwede. Forever ka, nandito sa material world. Wrong way, Corrigan. Wrong direction. Pero dahil na-bewitch ka, nakulam ka ni Maya, ang hirap. So ngayon, balik tayo sa tunay na dapat maging solusyon ng buhay natin. Okay? So when you come in contact with someone who loves you eternally, Krsna, and someone he loves eternally, lahat tayo. But this person is always in the transcendental world of pleasing God. Okay? A relationship. And Krishna loves him so much, like the resident of Vrindavan. Kaya ang ginagawa natin, sa process natin, lahat tayo may sinusunod. No? May sinusunod kayo, may mga goals kayo eh. Kaya isang advice sa atin, the advice of Rupa Goswami, one must follow the footstep of the saintly person. Ano yung footstep nila? That they're able to reciprocate with the love that's given to them. Kaya nung sinabi ni Nanda Maharaj, sinabi ni Lord Krishna, why don't we offer it, my dear father, to Govardhan? Because King Indra should not be the one whom we should offer this. Okay? And he showed everyone that he is the Supreme Person. Automatic, spontaneous ba? Okay? Pag sinabi ng spiritual master, ganito, sinabi ng spiritual master, binigyan ka ng instruction, you have seen Lord Chaitanya sa life niya? Sabi sa kanya ni Lord Chaitanya, ni Isvara Puri, chant the holy names. Si Lord Chaitanya, he's a pandit. Perfect, siya, teacher ng grammar. Literary genius. Wala makatalo sa kanya. Pero he put himself in a situation, in a position to accept someone whom he can take shelter. His heart, his life. So yun yung opportunity na binigay sa atin ngayon. So na yun, paano natin gagampanan o gagawin, how can we do it in such a way to be able to relate with our heart, with our whole being. Because when that love, the person who loves us, Krishna, Govinda, communicates with us, are we able to communicate with Him or to Him with what is pleasing to Him? So doon natin makikita yung problema natin. Okay? So, kung nabiwitch ka ng witch, ng bukti-mukti, ibig sabihin nun, when you approach God or you approach the spiritual master, you want something. Okay? But the science is about harmony and connecting ourselves with the Lord who is self-sufficient, the cause of all causes, who loves us eternally, and the medium is pure devotional service. Pure love. Walang material design. Uy, hirap yata yun eh. But for so long, ang problema natin, we are in ignorance and we relate to this material world, to everybody with material consideration. What we can get, how we can use, how we can survive. I'm not saying you must not become responsible and work for yourself for the upkeep of the body. What I'm saying is our attitude. Is it clear? Kaya, back to the point. When you come in contact with the spiritual master, he gives you instruction. Kayo, the spiritual master instruction is inseparable from him. Kasi that is his life. Kaya pag sinabi nyo, oy, malayo si Jagad Guru, malayo si Srila Prabhupada. No. The lotus feet of our spiritual master, which means yung lotus, description doon, the lotus in the midst of the mud, the lotus flower is above this yung dumi doon. Okay? So when you speak about or discuss about the lotus feet of the spiritual master, it means his teaching. And what is his teaching? His life. His complete surrender to the Supreme Person in loving devotional service, unalloyed pure devotional service. So when he relates to you, to us, that is what he's trying to teach us. So we can relate to Lord Krishna, to the parampara, in such a transcendental mood wherein there's no material consideration. Yun yung surrender. Tingnan nyo? Hindi yung surrender, para bang, pag sinabi mo surrender, hindi yung surrender na may hadlook, wala. Because it gives pleasure to you, the person. Kaya nga, yung instruction ni Lord Krishna kay Arjuna, ito, So many, if you simply follow this transcendental path wherein you are receiving this transcendental message which is inseparable from the Supreme Person and the devotee of God, His teaching, His life, and that is the process of devotional service, hearing and chanting the glories of God. Yun ang meditation. Yung meditation natin dito sa mundo na to, bukti-mukti. Itong material world. Tayo. Okay? Kaya, very obvious. You're not God, you're not self-sufficient, you're not all-powerful, and you're trying to control this material energy with your own will, with your own strength, which is very powerful. Para bang naglalakad ka sa tabi ng dagat, pwede kang kumuha ng konting tubig. Okay? Pero hindi mo pwedeng itulak yung dagat. Halimbawa, may tsunami, tutulak mo. Hindi pwede. Nakakita na kayo ng Nakakita na kayo ng anong tawag nila doon? Yung sa dagat ba yung hindi, yung hindi ko na yung nagsisurfing, okay? Yung nagsisurfing ba? Napansin nyo, anong ginagawa nila? Okay? Hindi naman, nandun sila naghihintay at nakikita nila yung alon. Yung alon, gabundok eh. Pero habang gumaganon, ano gagawin nila? Hindi nila babanggain yung alon. May dala silang surf, subukan nila lumangoy sa ilalim. At habang paikot yung wave na gano'n, nandun sila sa tawag nilang, anong tawag nila no, na binigyan nila ng may pangalan, may sinasabi sila doon eh, yung tunnel na yon. Talagang makikita nyo, nasa loob sila lang gano'n, di ba? Habang umiikot. Okay? Example ko lang yon. Pero alam ba nyo, sa pag-struggle nila, magkaroon ng harmony sa material world para maka-experience nung rush. Alam mo yung rush? Nandun ka, tatabunan ako ng tubig, pero kaya ko to. Di ba? Kita niyo yan? Pero alam nyo, sa lugar na yon, kung saan sila nagsiserve, puro bato yun. Okay? Puro bato. Sa documentary, pinakita, hindi lang yun, may stonefish doon. Alam mo yung stonefish? Yung stonefish, lakad-lakad ka sa bato, kagatin nun, may poison yun eh. Patay ka. Pero ito, habang umiikot yun, yung wave na yun, laandun sila. Marami sila eh, lahat nag-uunahan para makapasok in harmony. Para yung tube, tawag nila tube. Okay? Yung tube na yun, talagang, rush yun eh. Para bang, okay? Pero after that, pinakita, yung iba, biyak yung ilong, dugo lahat. Okay? Bugbog sarado. Yung iba namamatay. Kasi pag ganun ng wave, may bato pala doon, durug, patay ka, alis ka. So pinakita doon, sa konting kaligayahan, para ma-experience mo yung rush, ang bigat ng katapat, kamatayan. Para ma-experience mo lang yung, naandyan yung alon, okay? Ngayon, yung witches, bukti-mukti, sa kaka-enjoy mo, frustrated ka, lapit ka, Diyos ko po, dapat makaluwas ako. Okay? Kaya, okay. Di ba? Yun ang nangyari doon, di ba? Magme-member ako sa tabang. Okay? Okay? Kaya kung titignan nyo, yung relationship natin sa Diyos, nung nandito si Jesus Christ, anong relationship nila kay Jesus Christ? Doktor. Punta sila kay Jesus. Diyos ko po, please, bigyan mo ako ng paningin. Sa Jesus. Okay? Nakakakita ako. Di ba? Kita ko eh. Napararaming magagandang dilag dito. Okay? Hindi makalakad. Sabi, tinanggal ni Jesus yung Tapos biglang nakatindig siya. Nakakalakad ako. I can walk. Di ba? Pwede na ako magpunta sa disco ngayon. Sumayaw ng tango. Okay? Okay? Yung iba naman, patay na. Si Lazarus. Punta yung si Mary. Yung hindi si Mother Mary. Okay? Doon si Jesus. Sabi niya, Lazarus, stand up. Okay? Yun ang nakalagay sa mga turo nila. Si Lazarus tumayo. Oh, mummified. Kasi binabalot ng tela. Tinanggal yung tela si Lazarus. Buhay na ko! Okay? So ngayon, pag pumunta kayo, yung mga faith na pinapalo nyo, ganun din. Kala nila, dahil nag-identify ka na bewitched ka ng witches of allurement, bukti-mukti, kaya pagpunta mo ron, may gusto kang kunin na material na bagay. Kaya karamihan doon, paano sila nagtuturo? Pero ano lang to drama talaga yon. May taong pupunta doon na pilay, may sakyat, gano'n. Sabi nung nagtuturo, unsay mahatag na ko sa imo. Okay? Tabang. Okay? Gusto ko makalakaw. Okay? Sabi nung preacher, dul diri. Okay, sinipa yung tungkod. Okay? Hindi siya natumba. Biglang nagtatalon siya. Di ba? Makalakaw ko. Miracle. Okay? Nga? Nakikita niya, hindi napapansin ba niya? Kaya pag pumunta ka with material, bewitch ka, ang mundo mo, pag pumunta ka rin, gusto mo lang magkaroon ng control. Mag-enjoy sa body. Kaya, hindi ka nakakalakad, hirap, di ba? Hindi ka makalakad eh. Lahat pupunta sa swimming, hindi ka makalakad. Lalo na pag bungol ka, tanan sumasaya, nakunsa sila. Di ba? Dumaan yung nagtitinda ng isda. Isda, pirik-pirik, bago paghihabwa sa yelo. Okay? Kay 5 kaadlaw naman. Okay? Tapos nandun ka. Hindi ako makakita. Hindi ako makarinig. Sabi nga, lapit. Nandun yun eh. Pinapakita sa show. Sasabihin sa'yo, in the name of Jesus! Bug! Bunalang ka. Tapos, bigla ka, makadungog ko. Okay? Miracle. Okay? Makadungog na ko, tiktok. Makaanak, Yung iba naman, buta. Pinapakita yun, pero drama lang lahat yun. Pagpunta nila doon, di ko makakita. Pagpunta niya, imbis lumakad siya papunta sa pastor, papunta siya sa CR. Kaya hilahin siya, dadalhin siya ron, di ba? Sarap. Dili diha. Kay di ka pa mamulibang. Dili ka sa atbang. Okay? Sabi ko, unsay problema ni? Di ko makakita. Sampalin ka. Biglang, makakita na ko. Okay? Okay? Yun ang ginagawa nila. Tapos, hindi lang yun. May satel pa. Ikaw, problemado, ang laki ng utang mo sa Turko. Pagpunta mo doon, yung pala may mga microphone yun. Pagpasok pa lang nyo, at may nakatayo ron. May mga tao nakatayo. At yung inuupuan yung table, lahat yun, nakaprogram sa, may app sa computer. Halimbawa, si Nashingadas, nakaupo, seat number 10. May microphone doon. At pagpasok mo, nag-uusap kayo, may nakikinig na. Halimbawa, si Muraridas, lisod kayo akong lesson di na ako kasabot. Tapos sabi naman ni Kirtandas, di ka kasi mag-study. Unsa ba na? Kanang math ba? Kanang equation? Kanang square root? Di ko kasabot. Pag upo nyo, nakaupo ka doon, bibigay ngayon yung sa preacher. Yung preacher ibibigay. Ito seat number 1, si Muraridas, saka si Kirtandas, ng istorya, kaya di sila kasabot. So pag preach nun, mga kapatid, okay, ang problema, kaya di mo kasabot sa inyong problema sa pag-eskwela, simple lang na, tudloan ka, kanang, unsa square root, okay? Ngano kayo balo siya, kasabot siya sa atong istorya. Miracle! Okay? Halimbawa, yung isa naman, pumasok, dalawa problemado. Ang Turko mo abot alas 10. Okay? Kuhaw na akong utang na motor. Okay? At ikaw naman, isa naman, bayrani mo na bay, kay ako baya ang nag-ano sa imo. Ano yan? Co-maker. Preso ta pareho. Okay, pagsulot, naka-computerize yun. Seat number 34 saka 33, kini ang problema nila. Okay? Kalit na lang na istorya ang preacher. Okay? Approach the Lord. Ask anything, it will be given to you. Okay? So ngayon, sasabihin niya, kanang naglisod magbayad sa turko. Okay? Ato na tabangan para muundang na. Okay? Naadiri usa ka grupo nato nakadaog sa loto 632. Ang utang nila 50,000 tungod sa caring niya. Ang iyang gipatad na nakadaog siya, ihatag na lang niya na. Kinsa na problema, 50,000. Raise your hand. Kayo, anong gagawin nyo? Kami to! Di ba? Okay. Darating na yung isa naman, nakadaog ko, di man ako kailangan. Napunit lang na ako ang number sa loto, nakadaog ko 50,000. Ihatag na ako para wala namang problema. Miracle. Okay? Mangutang tausab. So, nakita nyo? Kung nandito ka sa mundo na to at nakulam ka ni Maya, parang kang puppet, saan-saan ka lang nila. So anyway, yun yung tignan nyo. Okay? Dahil sa bukti-mukti, yung witches of allurement. Kaya yung teaching ng Bhagavad Gita, it's all about you, tayo, how to be able to be protected. Ano yung protection na yun? It is your relationship with Krsna, with your spiritual master. Kaya nga, kinikwento ko sa inyo, yung spiritual life, it's about a loving reciprocation with Lord Krishna and His devotees. Inseparable. Kaya ito yung babasahin ko sa inyo. Ito yung sinasabi niya. Paano niyo maisip si Lord Krishna parate? Paano niyo maisip yung kung ano yung nasa puso ni Lord Krishna? Paano kayo makaka-relate? It is through the process of the Maha Mantra. And how do you relate? Pure devotional service. Automatic sa buhay niyo. Ibig sabihin nun, wala kayo sa bukti-muti syndrome. Kasi nakikita mo na ba? Para bang, halimbawa, ang laki ng dagat, na lumubog yung barko nyo, okay? Tapos sinave ka, nakasakay ka na ngayon sa mas malaking barko. Nakikita mo yung mga dapat tulungan na nalulunod. Bakit sila nandun? Ba't sila nandun? Kasi, ba't ka nandito sa material world? Because of your envy of God. You want to imitate God. That's why you're here. And God, Krishna, allows you to play temporary God. Hanggang dumating ka sa point na parang hindi yata ito ang role ko. Kasi I'm not self-sufficient, I'm not the supreme controller, at may mga powerful dito na mas anong gawin ko, managang ko, lisod man. Kasi may law of time. And yung body ko connected with time. At lahat ng bagay na hinakop ko, meditate ko, yun ang cause ng suffering ko. Material world. Kaya, when you chant the holy names, it's the supreme purifier because you're now able to get out from this bewitched condition of Maya. You're able to see your transcendental nature and your love, how you can relate to the Supreme Person. And that is about pure devotional service. To those, sabi ni Lord Krishna, always think of me, become my devotee, worship me, and offer your homage to me. Thus you will come to me without fail, I'll promise you, because you are my very dear friend. So, you must make friends with God, with Krishna. And how do you make friends? By following His will, following the instruction of someone He loves so much, the spiritual master. Kaya nga, kung minsan nagtataka tayo, how come we're not making progress in our relationship with Lord Krishna? Ibig sabihin nun, we are not very serious in taking this opportunity that is given to us. Yung pag-ibig ng spiritual master sa atin. He wants us to love Krishna. So we must make effort. Okay? Kaya nga, ang problem, pag sobra kang na-bewitch, hindi mo nakikita yun. Iba yung nakikita mo. Kasi yung paningin mo, iba eh. Natatabunan yung mata mo, iba yung nakikita mo. You are ignorant, your focus is based upon this drive of lust, you're very greedy, you're very envious, you're so much in meditation about this miserable world, kaya ang bigat ng dala. Kaya inisip mo, paano ako maka-adjust? Para bang uhaw na uhaw ka, yung tubig nasa tabi mo lang, pwede mo namang inumin, kunin, o kaya lumangoy ka ron. Pero yung mind mo nakapokus man sa material world. Ibig sabihin nun, yung heart mo, wala dun. Wala sa relationship of doing the will of God. So, ang problem talaga, we are not doing the will of God, which is the sweetness of loving service. So, yun yung tinuturo ni Jesus, yun ang tinuturo, yun ang eternal religion. Yun ang tinuturo ng spiritual master natin. Kaya, if we don't take seriously our spiritual master, then we will not succeed in our spiritual life. Kaya nga sabi ni Jesus, if you reject me, the Father who sent me will reject you. Tapos tinanong, how can we know you're from God? Paano namin malaman galing ka sa Father? And tinuturo ng lahat is the Father. Alam niyo ang problem doon? Jesus Christ, Kristo, He's serving the Father. Anong ginagawa nila? He's saying, you're the Father. Anong ginagawa nila? They're killing the Father, denying the person that Jesus is offering His love and life. Okay? He wanted to do the will of the Father. At anong tinuturo nila? Jesus is the Father. At anong tinuturo? Okay? God made this world for us to enjoy. Okay? Kabaliktaran. Yun yung mga witch na agent ni Maya. Okay? Kaya, pag nagsalita, yung saintly, you can know someone who is the devotee, a saintly person who loves you when that person speaks. Kung ano yung sound na lumabas. Okay? Kung ang turo ni Jesus, pumunta siya rito, sinasabi niya, why don't you go back to our Father? Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name, thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Ama ko, Ama natin, okay? Glorify His name. We should go back to the Father. Okay? This world, your kingdom, must be the kingdom of God. Okay? And second unto that, love your neighbor as you love yourself. Okay? You're able to be very forgiving. Father, forgive us for our trespasses as we forgive those who trespass against us. Ibig sabihin nun, you are in this forgiving consciousness. Bakit ganon? Kasi you're feeling you're not pure, you're sinful, you're not higher than anybody. You're not third prayer ni Lord Chaitanya. And in that situation, you can take shelter of someone who will love you and who will not put you in harm's way, who can protect you. And that is the unconditional love of the devotee of God and Krishna. Kaya nga si Jesus Christ, nakita nyo paano siya pinarusahan ng mga demonyo, ni Kapas, ni Anas. Actually, sinasabi nila, ang turo, tingnan nyo kabaliktaran ng turo. They tell us, you must become free from your sins by receiving the blood of the sacrificial lamb, Jesus. You must purify yourself with His blood. Okay? Delikado na. Okay? We must bathe in the blood of Jesus. Hindi naman yun ang turo eh. Okay? He came, pero iba yung nakita nila. Bakit sa bukti-mukti? You want to enjoy, you want to become free from your sinful activities. Okay? Na yung result, alam mo, dami mong ginawang sins na tatama sa iyo. Kasi may turo eh. As you sow, you shall reap. Kung ano tinanim mo, anihin mo yun. Okay? Naintindihan nyo yan? Kaya ngayon, punta ka sa church. Siguro, kaya ako pobre pa sa ultimo kay wala ang Ginoo sa ako. So, anong consciousness mo pag lumapit ka sa Diyos? Diyos ko po, bigyan mo ako ng bahandi. Ang sinasabi mo, gawin mo yung gusto ko, Diyos ko. Gawin mo po yung gusto ko, bigyan mo ako ng pera. Now, to be very direct. You want God to do your will. Baliktad. You should be doing God's will because it's our natural, transcendental world of pleasing and loving the Supreme Person because we're completely dependent upon God. Kaya lang, nangyari, nandito kayo lahat, you want to become independent. Kaya wrong way, Corrigan. Okay? Kaya everything that you want is about yourself. Kaya punta ka sa isang grupo na nagsasabi, bulag ka, tanggalin natin ang pagkabulag mo para makita mo pa yung mundong maligaya. Okay? Na kumikinang, lalo na ngayong Christmas, lahat ng ilaw, makikita mo lahat yung series light. Dahil kawawa ka naman. Okay? Kawawa ka naman, di ka nakakarinig. Ako ang sugo ng Diyos, popompyangin ko yung tainga mo, bug para mawala yung luga. O yung, ano ba tawag nila sa luga? Sa Bisaya? Bungog. Bug. O, teka, may ano dyan, malaki tayong sirens, ganunin natin. Kasi masyado nang natabunan yung tainga mo ng bungog, luga. Okay? Kaya, ngayon, nakakarinig na ako. Kaya, isda. Okay? At naririnig ko na yung magagandang tingin. Okay? Kaya, doon na nakapokus yung mundo mo. Talagang kinulam ka na na-bewitch ka na ba? Pero akala mo, I'm free. Okay? Kaya ang kanta mo, born free. Are you really free? Kaya yung pinasok nyo na katotohanan, pag naintindihan nyo, that will protect you from being bewitched. That will protect you from misdirecting your life and your focus para hindi ka lumubog sa kumunoy na material life. Mawala na yung effect ng mangkukulam sa'yo. Kasi may wisdom ka at connected ka yung buhay mo, yung puso mo, based upon a relationship of pure devotional service. Kaya mong ialay yung buhay mo, yung puso mo. Kaya si Arjuna, at the end of Bhagavad Gita, tinanong sa kanya ni Krishna, I've discussed everything. Now it's up to you to make a decision. Nasa'yo. But if you want, I'll repeat it again. Okay? Sabi niya, I've understood clearly, I will fight. So ngayon, tayo na nakarinig, naintindihan nyo yung position nyo, yung function nyo, through the guidance of the spiritual master and the practice of devotional service under the guidance of our spiritual master, centered around the holy names, the Maha Mantra, the supreme sacrifice in this age of Kali Yuga that will purify our heart, that we can relate to God without material consideration. When you relate, it's your natural world of doing the will of God. Just like when Lord Krishna asked Nanda Maharaj, let us offer to Govardhan Hill, automatic. At nung lulunurin na nila yung ni King Indra, nandun na yung Shambartaka, lahat ng clouds, cumulus, nimbus, alam niyo yan, di ba? Sa science, pinag-aralan ba niyo yan? Sa weather, kung ano yung mga klaseng clouds? Iba-ibang layer ng clouds. Mayroong hindi masyadong yung 1,000 feet above sea level, pero yung mas mataas at yung kagaya na ni Yolanda. Okay? Shambartaka. And what happened? Because Krishna is the cause of all causes, the supreme controller. At ang promise niya, to those who surrender unto me, I'll protect them. Ano yung pinoprotect niya? Yung relationship natin. He protects because He loves. Yung happiness niya is our offering of devotion to Him. Hindi yung nagbigay ka ng kagaya nung ginagawa ng lahat, kumisan, yung story sa Bible, alam niyo yan? I'll tell you this story. May mahirap na pulubi. Pumunta siya, pera niya, mamera lang. Nahiya siya, ialay kay Lord Krishna. Okay? Sabi niya, nakakahiya naman. Sabi niya, my dear Lord, ito lang yung meron ako. I'm offering you this. Okay? Pero yung dumating yung tax collector. Alam yung tax collector? Kanang mag-collecta ba mga buwis? Okay? Mayroong naglugdo. Bukat kayo, pawis na pawis. Lord, I'm offering you this offering of wealth. Okay? Sino ang tama? O sino yung natamaan ng mangkukulam? Yung iniisip niya, Lord siya. Okay? Yung isa naman, complete surrender. Kaya when that person surrender, he can experience God's protection. So, all of us can experience that. Is it clear? So, nasa inyo. So, that's the discussion we are discussing today. Today is ano bang araw ngayon? Thursday. Kasi bukas wala ako. So anyway, let's continue all this discussion because when we discuss and glorify the Supreme Person, the more you make progress, the more you like to have a taste of it. And it is an unlimited experience of sweetness. Nasa inyo. Because it satisfies the mind, satisfies the heart. Kaya magulo man dyan, you're transcendental to the suffering of this world. And when you experience the pain na na-cover ka sa katawan na to, makakaroon ka ng cancer, diabetes, lahat, you know, it reminds you that this is not your place. You have to leave. When time comes, you have to leave. Go back to Krsna. And how can you, what is the ticket? Your heart, your love, your whole meditation. At the time while you're living here, you're engaging in the process of pleasing God, doing the will of the Spiritual Master, and that will is about receiving the love, the instruction that is inseparable from the life of someone who's loving this Krishna fully. You're giving that opportunity, just like the sun. When it shines to everybody. Okay? Yung liwanag. Pero kung tumataas, inisip mo, dirita sa ilalom, murag uk-uk, ngit-ngit. Okay? Nasa inyo. Okay? Di ba, yung mga, pag may mga witch, nandun yung mga alas, mga uk-uk. Is it clear? Kaya, pwedeng giana ng utok nyo sa witch ba, gituslog dagang kay dagum. Sina, suya, ang mata nyo bulag, okay? Para mabuang mo. Pero buang naman tanan dire. Everybody here is insane in this material world. Why? Because everybody is in ignorance of their true identity. Kaya wag ka na magtaka kung magulo rito because this is a big, big mental hospital. Okay? Kaya ang tanong, sino ang baliw? Okay? Is it clear? Alam niyo yung kanta, sino ang baliw? Haribot.
Bhagavan.
Namo Siddhaswarupananda Paramahamsa Namine Gora Karuna Swarupaya Radha Krishna Prestaya Te Haribol.
Namo Siddhaswarupananda Paramahamsa Namine Gora Karuna Swarupaya Radha Krishna Prestaya Te
Shri Krishna Chaitanya Radha Krishna Nayanya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Radha Krishna Nayanya
Shri Krishna Chaitanya Radha Krishna Nayana Shri Krishna Chaitanya Radha Krishna Nayana
Bhajya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Radharana Shri Vasudeva Bhakta Vrinda
Hare Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Radharana Shri Vasudeva Bhakta Vrinda
Gopala Govinda Rama Madana Mohana Gopala Govinda Rama Madana Mohana Haribol.
Gopala Govinda Rama Madana Mohana Gopala Govinda Rama
Madana Mohana.
Gopala Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana, Gopala Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana,
Gopala Govinda Rama,
Hare Krishna,
Madana Mohana.
Hare Krishna,
Gopala Govinda Rama,
Hare Krishna,
Madana Mohana.
Gopala Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana, Gopala Govinda Rama, Madana
Gopala Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana. Gopala Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana. Alvon.
Gopala Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana, Gopala Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana,
Gopala Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana. Gopala Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana. Alvon.
Gopala Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana, Gopala Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana,
Gopala Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana. Gopala Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana.
Gopala Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana, Gopala Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana,
Gopala Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana. Gopala Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana.
Gopala Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana, Gopala Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana,
Gopala Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana. Gopala Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana.
Gopala Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana, Gopala Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana,
Gopala Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana. Gopala Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana. Hare Bol Krishna.
Gopala Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana,
Jaya Jaya Gurudev,
Krishna,
Jaya Jaya Goranga,
Krishna,
Jaya Jaya Gurudev,
Krishna,
Jaya Jaya Goranga.
Jaya Jaya Guranga, Jaya Jaya Gurudev, Jaya Jaya Guranga,
Jaya Jaya Shila Prabhupada,
Krishna,
Jaya Jaya Gurudev,
Krishna,
Jaya Jaya Shila Prabhupada,
Krishna,
Jaya Jaya Gurudev.
Jaya Jaya Srila Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya Gurudev, Jaya Jaya Srila Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya Gurudev,
Jaya Jaya
Krishna,
Siddhaswarupananda Paramahamsa.
Krishna,
Jaya Jaya Siddhaswarupananda Paramahamsa.
Jaya Jaya Siddhaswarupananda Paramahamsa, Jaya Jaya Siddhaswarupananda Paramahamsa.
Namo Siddhaswarupananda Paramahamsa Namine Gora Karuna Swarupaya Radha Krishna Prestayate.